It's Diwali night. Lamps glow and the world watches India shimmer in gold. From New York's Times Square to London's Trafalgar Square, Diwali has gone global. The Festival of Lights has become India's brightest export, a soft power spectacle that transcends borders, politics, and passports. But beneath the glow, a question flickers. Is India's soft power truly rising, or is it starting to crumble under the weight of its own contradictions? From yoga mats in California to Bollywood beats in Cairo, India's cultural pulse still travels far. Yet, does the world see India as the land of Gandhi and peace, or as a nation struggling to live up to that image? On this Diwali, let's ask, is India's soft power burning brighter or fading into the smoke? Hello and welcome. You're watching Statecraft with me, Geeta Mohan. India's soft power has always been more than just culture. It's civilization in motion. From Gandhi's moral revolution to Nehru's global diplomacy. From the teachings of the Vedas to the melodies of Bollywood. India has charmed the world with its ideas, not its armies. But soft power, like Diwali's diyas, need constant care. One gust of wind and the flame trembles. Today, as India balances pride and polarization, harmony and hard power, we must ask, can the country that taught the world tolerance still be the world's moral compass? India's soft power was never built on conquest. It was built on conviction. Long before the term soft power was coined, India lived it. Through traders, monks and thinkers, the subcontinent's influence spread not with armies but with ideas. Buddhism traveled from the banks of the Ganges to the shores of Japan. Sanskrit words still echo in Southeast Asian temples. And Indian philosophy shaped the moral DNA of South Asia or Asia. Sarva Dharma Sambhav, respect for all religions, became India's calling card. It wasn't just tolerance, it was coexistence made cultural. And that became India's first great export, the idea of harmony. If soft power had a symbol, it would look like a diya. Diwali's light isn't just festive, it's diplomatic. When world leaders light lamps in Washington or London, they aren't just celebrating a Hindu festival, they're embracing India's values of renewal, resilience, and hope. Diwali has outgrown its religious roots to become a universal celebration of victory over darkness, truth over deceit. But can cultural celebrations alone sustain global influence? Because even as Diwali lights up the world, India must ask, does the light reach far enough to overshadow its shadows? Centuries before Harvard existed, Nalanda was teaching astronomy, logic, and philosophy to students from Korea, China, and Greece. That was India's ancient global university, an early embassy of soft power. Knowledge was India's passport. Today, that intellectual heritage continues in new forms through literature, cinema, and digital storytelling. Bollywood, the world's largest film industry, sells dreams in every language. From RRR sweeping global awards to Indian fusion music topping Spotify charts, India's art still exports emotion like no other. But as content turns political and cinema divides more than it unites, is India's creativity still connecting the world, or just echoing to itself? There's no soft power success story bigger than yoga.
Yoga comes from India, and it is a very old tradition. But like all ancient Indian traditions, it is also living and dynamic. Yoga is free from copyright, free from patents, and free from royalty payments. Yoga is adaptable to your age, gender, and fitness level. Yoga is portable. You can do it at home or at work or in transit.
It's India's most successful global movement, practiced by millions across continents, cutting through class, creed, and culture. In 2015, when the United Nations declared June 21st as International Yoga Day, India didn't just gain a holiday, it gained a halo. Yoga turned India into a global wellness brand. It sold serenity, not supremacy. And that is the essence of soft power, influencing without imposing. But soft power can't rest on ancient laurels. As new wellness trends flood global markets, will yoga remain India's calm superpower or become a diluted fitness fad? India's modern soft power stands on two moral giants, Gandhi and Nehru. Gandhi turned resistance into righteousness. His satyagraha inspired movements from Martin Luther King Jr. to Nelson Mandela. He made India synonymous with peace. Nehru, meanwhile, turned that moral currency into diplomacy. He gave India a non-aligned voice in a world split by the Cold War. Under Nehru, India was seen not just as a new nation, but as an old civilization reborn with democratic soul. But that moral image is fragile. As the world grows polarized and India grows assertive, can Gandhi's India coexist with the realpolitik of modern India? Over 35 million Indians live abroad, each carrying a piece of home. The diaspora isn't just a community, it's a global chorus. They celebrate Diwali in Dubai, teach yoga in Toronto, and run companies in Silicon Valley. Their success stories are India's strongest ads. From Sundar Pichai to Rishi Sunak, Indian origin leaders are proof that India's values of education, perseverance, and adaptability resonate globally. From Holi's color to Diwali's sparkle, India's festivals have turned cultural diplomacy into street spectacle. Embassies host Rangoli contests, world monuments glow saffron and gold, and international cities join the rhythm of Indian joy. Festivals like Diwali remind the world of India's inclusiveness, a celebration open to everyone. It's cultural pluralism in motion. But festivals can't just be showcases. They must carry substance, stories, values, and empathy. Without that, they risk becoming empty performances. Does India's soft power today radiate meaning or just marketing? Soft power thrives in harmony, but harmony demands consistency. Rising religious polarization, social tensions, and political divisions risk dimming India's moral glow. The world notices when a country that once stood for unity now battles internal discord. Soft power isn't just about projecting strength, it's about reflecting sincerity. India's message of Vasudha Kutumbakam, the world is one family, resonates only when practiced at home. The question then is, can India preach inclusion abroad while struggling with it within? Because soft power, once cracked from the inside, loses its music on the outside. In global forums, from the UN to the G20, India's soft power shines through culture, dialogue, and diplomacy. The world's largest democracy still commands respect for its moral restraint and pluralistic ideals. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's foreign policy has consciously revived civilizational language, positioning India as not just a nation, but an idea. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam became the G20 theme. Yoga became diplomacy. Ayurveda became branding. But narratives alone can't hold power. Does India have the strategy to convert its cultural wealth into sustained influence? In the ancient world, it was Nalanda. Today, it's IITs, IIMs, and ISRO. Education remains India's intellectual export. Indian universities attract students from Africa, the Middle East, that's West Asia, and Southeast Asia, reviving academic diplomacy. Technology is India's newest language of soft power. From software to space, Indian innovation speaks globally. ISRO's space missions, affordable yet ambitious, have earned admiration, not fear. They project competence, not aggression. Yet, education and technology can't replace empathy. Can India's code still carry culture? Can its algorithms still reflect its ancient humanism? Bollywood once united continents with its music, emotion, and spectacle. Indian cinema was a window into love, color, and compassion. Films like Lagan, Slumdog Millionaire, and RRR made India a global storyteller. But recently, political polarization and cultural censorship have clouded that creativity. The same cinema that once bridged nations now divides opinions. Art, once India's softest power, is now walking on eggshells. Soft power needs freedom to breathe. Can India's artists still sing for the world or only for the state? India's soft power is undeniably rising, but it's not invincible. The 2025 Global Soft Power Index ranks India at 30th position, climbing steadily due to its business potential, innovation, and cultural appeal. But challenges remain: fragmented cultural diplomacy, underfunded institutions, and inconsistent global messaging. China has Confucius institutes, the US has Hollywood, India has everything, but no single strategic soft power machine. Its strength lies in emotion, its weakness in execution. Can India turn heritage into hegemony and tradition into trajectory? What makes India unique is that its soft power isn't manufactured, it is inherited. Its civilization doesn't sell power, it shares wisdom. From Gandhi's nonviolence to Buddha's compassion, from Tagore's poetry to Kalam's science, India's influence has always been about inspiring, not intimidating. But modern India must redefine that identity, not as nostalgia, but as philosophy in action. The world craves empathy and ethics, and that's where India can lead. Soft power isn't about being liked, it's about being respected. Can India rise as a moral superpower in a cynical age? So as lamps flicker across the nation tonight, India's story feels symbolic. Diwali celebrates victory, but victory over what? Darkness, yes, but also doubt. Every diya lit in Paris or Sydney reflects the idea of India, that light can travel without borders. But the real test of soft power isn't in celebration, it's in conviction. It's in how India handles dissent, dialogue, and diversity. The world doesn't just see India's festivals, it watches its fractures. Will India's light keep spreading or start burning out from within? Soft power without purpose is just noise. To rise, India must blend its ancient wisdom with modern clarity. It must invest in cultural diplomacy, empower its artists, protect its pluralism, and project its peace with pride. India doesn't need to imitate anyone. It just needs to remember itself. The same civilization that gave the world zero, yoga, and dharma can give it something rarer: balance. In a world drowning in aggression, India's calm can be revolutionary, but only if it stays real. Will the next decade see India as a beacon or just a brand? On this Diwali, India stands at a threshold between glow and glare. Its soft power is not vanishing, it's evolving. The challenge is not to light the world, but to light it authentically. So tonight, as a billion diyas glow across the sky, the question isn't whether India's soft power is rising or crumbling. The real question is, can India keep the flame steady? Thank you for watching Statecraft.